Alright, so the whole purpose of this whole entire guide is for basically men who were honestly quite strange because right now I'll show you a picture of how I was back then. It's just that was that if you can relate, then yes, this is the guide for you, man, because well, I remember being like just kind of weird and like I had different beliefs and stuff, and I'll be giving you dating advice on everything that I've learned from you. Like from from doing like being that weird like kind of femboy, and then like also like also in the real life. I'll be telling you all the advice that I've learned. And yes, I still got lots of more experience, so you're gonna have to take at your own pick, but this will definitely work, man. The advice that I give you, see it truly, man. So but first, before I can tell you before I can tell you everything else, let me tell you my story. So my story is that I'm a 10-year old. I'm in fourth grade. And I just got into my new class. Fourth grade, I meet some new people. I meet three friends that but we'll get to them later. So as I'm going through the class, I don't really notice it at the beginning, but it's like the girl that I liked, I didn't fall with her instantly. Her name was Janie, so I saw her and I was like for in the beginning, no, I didn't obsess. Like I didn't have a crush over her in the first while, but after a couple of days, I started like developing a crush over her, and it kind of went throughout the whole year like that. Honestly, I just kept thinking about her, and I didn't really do much. I didn't have any confidence to go approach her. I just couldn't approach her. I just was just so nervous, and there was this one time where we were all in a group. We were all reading like some book. We were reading one book, and we're all just like, there was a bunch of girls, and I was just the only guy. I was thinking about, oh yeah, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. Like I get to hang out with these girls. But I was pretty nervous. I did not speak a word. I did not speak a word. You might have even felt like nervous to approach a girl too. To be honest, there was always well, if you can relate to my story, it's like basically back. Okay, so back then, I used to have a crush that I just obsessed over. I don't know why. Maybe I mean I didn't have a father, so I just basically kept thinking about one girl, and I wasn't thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about even the schoolwork. I wasn't even thinking about my friends. It's like I hang out with my friends, play video games, but then I wouldn't. I would like obsess over the girl, but I wouldn't talk to her. Basically, I was just a Jeffrey. I was just playing video games, eating junk food, and just wasting time. And I had a crush, basically. But I didn't do anything about it. I didn't go ask her. I just kind of just stayed in the same place. And that's just kind of what happened throughout the year. Nothing really happened. I didn't ask her out. Nothing happened. Just to me back then, that was a normal year. But next year is a different story. So it's fifth grade now. It's fifth grade year. Oh, I'm 11, 10 still. And the girl that I like is still there. And now we'll get back to my friends, Tony, Premise, and Paul. So they're just basically video gamer friends. Like maybe you could relate. Like maybe you had some video gamer friends. But we just played video games all together. We just played a bunch of Roblox and stuff. We were just playing and stuff. And oh yeah, even in the game, to be honest, in that game of Roblox, the crush that I liked also was playing that game. I was like adding her, and this is also the first time I started like basically like texting this stuff, like basically like texting basically. And I was like saying like, oh, well, basically I was okay. I was basically texting her a lot like, oh, hey, 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 and she was like, hi, and she wasn't a bad person, honestly. She was just saying like, hey, but I don't think she liked me. And I was just like keep texting her and texting her. And I was like, I wanted to build more of a bond. Like I wanted to get to know her better. I don't think she did, to be honest. But back to what I was saying. So Paul and Premise and Tony were basically just my video gamer friends. And this year, one of my friends called Premise wasn't here this year. So it was just me and my friend Paul and Tony. So my crush was here now. Well, basically, my crush was. Well, actually, no, she wasn't even in my class. She was in a different class. My friend Paul was in a different class, and I was with my friend Tony. Which I felt like, yeah, man, it's not gonna be a bad year. Of course, to be honest, I think it would have just been the same year, honestly, as fourth grade. But something made us, well, not even special. Something made it different this year. My friend Tony was a bit off, basically. He was a bit different this year. He was a bit different, and I was like, basically, I was confused by like how did he change like this much? Because he was a lot more aggressive. He didn't really, honestly, like to be around me. Honestly, he wasn't. He had a different friend, and they just both didn't respect me. I was like trying to like see what they're doing. They just kind of like pushed me and shoved me, and I didn't do anything about it. One day where I'm like basically not I'm just going up to my friend Tony saying like, oh, what you doing on, like, he was on his computer. And he said basically, I'm not sure what he said, but I'm pretty sure he said like, leave me alone, like I'm trying to do something. And I said, oh, sure. So I did. And it felt like nothing happened, to be honest. I just felt like I just went back to the floor and I was just like on the computer. I was just like typing. Until we got to lunch and I was walking by. And then I checked, I don't know why I did check on my shirt, but something, I don't know, I just checked on my shirt and I had basically a cut, basically. Like someone just like stabbed me in the back. And it looked like with scissors. And then I told my teacher about it. Then I found out that it was Tony. My friend Tony that I trusted he just stabbed me in the back. Basically, he just basically backstabbed me. Both ways, yes. But he stabbed me, and then basically that made me like basically I didn't even want to talk to him anymore after that. I feel like I just kind of felt depressed after that because I didn't know what to do after that. We got into this conference. Basically, we went to a conference, we went to a meeting, and he said he wouldn't do that. I mean, to be honest, I think I even forgave him, but right now I would have not forgave him. Well, maybe forgave him, but then left him like forever, but I still try to act like I was friends with him, even though he like just backstabbed me. And no, he didn't get any nicer. He just kept pushing me. He didn't really respect me, honestly. And even my friend Paul wasn't even doing anything. He was just kind of watching by. And then there's this one time, I don't know why I even told Tony this, but I told him that, oh, I like this girl. The same girl that I like was named Janie. Yeah. He knew who she was. And he started running towards her. I started chasing after her. And it was raining that day. He made me slip on the grass. And he was just kind of laughing at me. And I still like felt like more like, I swear that was the most, I ran pretty fast, honestly, when he was about to go tell her. But good thing that the bell rung. And then, they were in the line. Basically, like, I was basically saying, like, oh, good thing that he wasn't able to tell her. And we got into a fight, and then I just couldn't trust him, basically. I was still trying to act like I was his friend, even though he did all that stuff and he didn't even really respect me, honestly. After that, I just consumed myself into video games and more more junk food. And then I found about porn, which, to be honest, I don't like to admit it. I already found porn like a while back on. It's like my mom got on the phone and I was checking it out. And then I try to go on like basically the web browser and I try to search up something and then I came up on some porn, unfortunately. I went into a porn website. I just started consuming myself more video games, porn, and junk food. And the girl that I liked started dating someone else. I found her, I was basically stalking her. I was pretty depressed, honestly, and this is the moment where I saw her. She was like dating another guy that basically was like basically the alpha to her, basically. And I was just watching, and I was just like, dang. I was basically like, kind of like, I was pretty sad, honestly. So I started basically staying up a lot more. I started like eating a bunch of junk food, and I was like 196 at that time, honestly. And this is when I also found the Roblox girlfriend that I was started to date, and I started dating her. Like basically, she even showed me some pictures of her. I think she was even 11, honestly, the same age as me, which was we basically did some weird stuff. And then my brother sent a photo of me about he sent a photo of myself that like basically I even thought I didn't even think that I thought that I was pretty ugly, honestly. I felt like I couldn't even look in the mirror. I always had to wear a beanie. I was wearing a hood. And I really actually think that I was ugly, honestly. I couldn't even look at myself. At that moment, my brother sent a photo of me just like on the tablet, just laying down. It was a pretty weird picture, and that made me more like, oh, no, 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 why did you show it? And then, like, basically, I started saying, sorry, I can't date you anymore. My mom saying no. And then we broke up after that, and then I just started becoming a lot more depressed. And I started basically listening to sad music. I started. It's okay. To be honest, it was pretty cringe, but it was a moment. Basically, the moment where it was the downhill. Why didn't I just go date another woman in Roblox? Since if the woman that I like, basically the girl that I like, didn't like me, and she was dating someone else. My friends didn't like me. I just got broken up with. Why don't I go talk to a new girl? Why don't I try go to find one in the virtual world? So then I kind of I addicted myself to go find more women on the virtual world in a video game. And in that game, people date each other. It is really weird, but they dated each other, and I joined part of it. I was playing a high school game, and I was trying to like dress myself up. I was trying to look cool. I was trying to like buy stuff, and I didn't really have any Robux, so like Robux is the game that no Robux is like the currency that you can use to buy accessories for your avatar. Like basically, you can buy stuff. So I just customized my avatar a lot more. I was trying to just find love that I was trying to basically date in the virtual world. So and it actually did work. Honestly, I was able to attract some women. I was able to attract some women. But then we'd break up, and then I still wanted to get in a relationship, so I went back. Then I went back, and I went back. I went back and forth trying to find relationships, and I spent nights, days even. I spent full days or weeks just trying to find love during COVID in a virtual world. And there was this one time where I did. I was able to find like basically a relationship that lasted for a couple months. And we did basically a lot of things together. We used to play the games that I used to like. We used to play Minecraft together. Like I know, like I know that they can sound fun. I know that. Yeah, I'll admit when I was a Jeffrey, yeah, they were kind of fun honestly because you got to play with a girl in Minecraft. It was nice, but it didn't last. Problem was, I spent so much time with her that we got depolarized. I spent too much time together basically, and then we didn't feel that. Basically, we didn't feel the same after that. We just we just basically just only said good morning to each other. And I'd say good morning. She would say good morning. And then next day, good morning, good morning. We never played or ever basically spoke like a conversation ever again. So even though I was talking with Sammy, even though I was in a relationship basically with her, we weren't even dating honestly. I was just still acting like a friend. I was still fapping. I was still doing this stuff. And I was starting to read a lot more love stories. I started reading a lot more love stories, about a bunch of anime and stuff. And it didn't really help me at all. And it just kind of made me more feminine, to be honest. Like, I was thinking about her more. I was trying to go find love. It made me more in the feminine. And she was probably more masculine than she had to be. That's why probably the downhill probably started. There was this one time where I even asked her out, like, oh, I like you. And I was like, ooh, I was like, basically, I asked her out. I was just like, basically, like, oh, like, I basically asked her out, and I was trying to see if she would date. And okay, this is gonna be the reason why I don't even know why I try to ask her out because I was 12, she was 16. She said no, which was a good thing, honestly, because I might have even been a lot more worse, to be honest, if I went into that relationship. And I still try to basically she said, oh, it's because I don't know you that much. Which also is kind of a fair point, but I'm pretty sure that she would have just said yes if she actually liked me enough. And I still tried to basically play with her. I still tried to do, but then it got basically to the point where we were just saying good morning to each other. And there's one day where I didn't even say good morning, maybe because I was angry at her or I just forgot to. She didn't say anything. And then I said good morning, and then she said good morning. It's like she was kind of like, just like forced to say good morning, honestly. And like it went back and forth. And then there was this one time where I wanted to see if like basically if she would even say anything if I said good morning. Well, basically if I didn't say anything for 1 month, what would she do? And I said after 1 month of basically waiting, she's like basically I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's because I went into a vacation. Like I was gone for a month." And I was thinking about it every single day. Like okay, like basically it's about super close, super close. So I'm about to go tell her. I'm about to go say like if she actually misses me. She didn't say a single thing. She didn't say anything. And then once I told her that, basically, oh, I'm sorry, I've been into a vacation. She said, oh, like it's okay. You can take as much time as off you want. So she didn't like me anymore. She even didn't even care if I was gone for a year. She wouldn't even say anything. And then there was that moment where it's like a couple of days later. I just like, you know what? Okay, this is dumb. Honestly, I'm wasting a year basically of just trying to see if she would reply to me or not. So that was the moment I unfriended her. Well, I didn't even block her. I just unfriended her because I thought she would text me again. She wouldn't. I still had her Snapchat, but I deleted Snapchat right after that. And if you think that I would learn from this, I didn't. I just kept doing the same thing over and over again. I just kept doing the same thing over and over again, just wanting to find love, but I couldn't find it. in the real world because I wasn't confident enough in myself. I wasn't confident. I was nervous basically. And basically I was already in online school when this like relationship happened. Her name was Sammy, but I was in a relationship in that year. But now it's seventh grade. And nothing really happened, honestly. I'm still basically fifth grade. Just a little. I'm just pretty worse, honestly. I'm still fapping every day. I'm still basically eating junk food. I'm still wasting time on my bed. Like, I still have the same bed that I was being a procrastinator. Like, even where I was fapping a bunch of nights. And nothing changed. I was still the same person that I was 2 years ago. Nothing's changed. And sure that I even still developed crushes. Like I was still developing crushes on. I was developing crush on this like masculine woman. I was developing this crush on this girl with glasses. And I still try to date in the virtual world because I didn't think that I could date any women on the real world. And then it was basically May or something. May. I found a I found a red pill YouTuber. This was the day where I found a red pill YouTuber. But before I could tell you that, we have to tell. I'm going to tell you. Well, basically, but before that, I'm going to tell you the lessons that I've learned from this whole period. So, yeah, I'm going to teach you some things. But we've gotten through story number one. Now we'll get through the lessons. But before we can get to that, I want to show you the lessons. Well, not the lessons, the photos that I had. So, the first one is going to be this photo that I was talking in the beginning where I wanted to break up with her. I told my mom, like, oh, like, it's because of that photo. And it's because I was embarrassed of showing myself. And the one with Sammy, yeah, this is her. You can pause it if you want. But these were the photos that, like, if you actually check, I was really awake at 2 a.m. or something. And that's me playing Roblox. The whole thing, wait, actually, it was recently that I saw these photos and I'm just remembering back to when my younger self was like, in the same bed and, with my computer and I'm just talking with Sammy. Like, I can remember those days and sometimes, like, they might sound nice. Like, maybe I might want to, like, go back on Minecraft, go find a girl and, like, play Minecraft. I mean, yeah, that stuff kind of sounds nice, but at the same time, I was really, honestly, I'll just show a picture, but really I was just pretty low at that point. So, it's a nice thing to reflect on, but, I don't think I could go back. I don't think that's just how it's gonna go. Alright, now let's get to the lessons of this story. Alright, if you're wondering why I'm bald and well, not bald, but if you see some of the lessons and my hair is cut off, it's because that I saw the previous ones, like the ones that I had hair with, and I was just looking at it and it's just like I want to fix some of this, so I'll just rephrase it basically. So hope you can understand. So lesson number one: being needy doesn't get you in. Like basically basic being needy to a girl won't get you the girl. For me back then, I was very needy where I just kept stalking her. And the only thing that I just purely thought about was just her. I just purely thought about her. And I just couldn't help myself. I just kept thinking about her every time I was eating lunch. Like, I was like more like a girl, honestly. I was just like eating my lunch, thinking about her. then going outside, and then actually, I'm gonna talk about when I was like like depressed and stuff. So I was looking outside in the mirror. I was just like watching her play Foursquare, and I was watching her like date another guy. And I was like, of course, like I felt like I felt sad, but I still wanted to date her. Like, even I was still saying like, okay, after she's done like dating her, well, dating him, I'm gonna go date her. And this still continued on for like 6 and 7. It's like I was still playing the game Roblox, and I was checking her profile every like almost like constantly, and I was seeing that she was getting into a new relationship, and then I'd feel like bad. It's like I still haven't forgot about her. I was so desperate, and even the thing with Sammy, I lied about my age about being 16. Like I said that I was like this whole thing. Like I said that I was like 6'5" basketball player, and I was like 16, and it's really my fault for that, man. I was so desperate just to get a girl that I would lie, I would stalk, just because I was so deprived of intimacy. Of course, you may not have that much neediness, but you might be kind of acting like a clown, like Hamza said. He recently posted a video, and you might be being more of a clown than like of yourself in front of girls. So the thing that you'll do, have a big goal, have a major goal that you have that you can obsess over. Think about that, and naturally you'll just feel a lot more open. And don't be more in the clown mode. Like just talk normally. I guess you could talk with a deep voice. Just look into her, and yeah. And the other lessons will help you with this one, but like build confidence. But it's not a good thing to be needy just for a girl. Don't try to, like, respect yourself, man. It was, it wasn't good that I did this, man.
What exactly do you do? Like, I want to give you some practical advice to stop being a clown, start living like a really great life, which is attractive to girls, and actually be that kind of confident guy who girls want to be with, and you don't feel like you're some clown. The single biggest thing you can do is to set yourself some massive goals that really, really mean a lot to you. So the goal is, like, for example, getting really fit and building a really aesthetic body. The goal is leveling up in your business or doing so well in your studies. That becomes kind of like your mission, your purpose layer as a man, and that becomes like what starts to take up all your thoughts. And when you start getting obsessive thoughts over a girl, which does happen, you almost meditate back on the goal of making the money, getting the grades, or getting fit, and you just keep bringing your mind back there to keep generating more thoughts and ideas on how to improve even further. Then when you start spending time with girls, you'll notice you actually act like a lot less of a pussy when you've got really big goals, because you have like this extra level of respect for yourself. So you stop bending over backwards for them, you stop doing things that you didn't really want to do just to kind of hang out with the girl. You start having that level of self-respect where you stop focusing just on her entertainment and rather a bit more of yourself.
Lesson number 2: don't watch porn. So let me tell you my story about it. So my story about it is that I found, well, maybe I've already said it in the story, but porn. I found it out one day, fortunately by my brother, and then I started being a monkey and started doing it like a lot more. It's unfortunate. And you might be even stuck in it. So I can imagine you right now, like addicted, stuck into it, and like you probably already know, to be honest, the consequences of these, like the consequences of porn, because porn is going to make you more lethargic. It's gonna make you more slow. It's gonna make you feel like it's like, yeah, like, I don't want to go do the work right now. It's gonna make you feel worse, and it does make you feel like a loser, to be honest. Like right after you're done fapping, it just feels, once you know that it's like like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of a loser for this. It stores up and then it adds up, man. So, don't watch porn, man. But I I feel like that saying this, like, you probably already know, like, oh, I don't want to watch porn. But then, like, what do I do? So, definitely, for the first thing that I did, well, I guess first thing, don't get mad at yourself if you relapse, as well. It doesn't serve you any good to, like, well, just like beat yourself up about it. I mean, of course you should feel ashamed, to be honest. Of course you should feel ashamed. I'm ashamed at you right now if you just fapped right now, but use that as fuel, man. Of course, but don't beat yourself up to the point where, like, where you want to go relapse again. I'm not saying that, but you definitely should feel ashamed that you did it, and use that as your fuel. Use that, like, why the heck am I so addicted to this thing, man? I'm not addicted anymore. Like, I'm not a fapper, man. And even though, no, like, serve yourself, man. Serve yourself. You're not a fapper. And what was it? I'm taking some from my video of like 5 lessons how to stop fapping, but oh yeah, number 2, don't count streaks, because counting streaks will it's just making you like, okay, on day 7 I know I'm gonna relapse, but I'm just gonna do it. I know that I'm gonna relapse, but don't do that, man. Of course, you should probably already know that keeping streaks, keeping no fap streaks, being on no fap just like makes you feel like you're still a fapper. So no, you're not a fapper. No, you don't keep no fap streaks. You're not on days 90 or something. You just simply don't fap, man. And number 3, be more consistent about it. Be more consistent about. It's not about. So, like, what do you do then? If it's not a streak, then what do you do about like what do I do? So for that, you're gonna want to be more consistent on it. Like, if I mess up, like, if I'm like not fapping for 3 days and then I mess up, okay, let's try to progressively overload it. Let's not do it for a week. Okay, we relapse. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Okay, now I'm not fapping for once a week. Okay, we're doing it for 2. We're not doing it for 2 weeks. Okay, or maybe even 1 week and a half. Okay, okay, and it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. I mean, but if I had to tell you the truth, really, the honest truth that just made me stop fapping, oh well, I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest. I'll be honest. I don't even know how to describe it to you. It's because one day I just stopped fapping. I just stopped fapping out of nowhere. I haven't fapped since. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't even want to care. I don't even want to know. I haven't fapped since, and it's like we say this like, oh, be consistent, could be consistent, but one day I just particularly just stopped, and it might go for the same thing for you, where you just, like, maybe you just respect yourself too much. Is that okay? It's enough. It's like, this is dumb. I'm watching someone else, like, do the things that I want, and I feel like a loser for this, and I feel like basically a cuck or something. And like, yeah, it's enough. And then just one day you just particularly just stopped. That's how it went for me. In honest truth, I haven't fapped since, to be honest. I haven't been on like this consistent thing, but this might be good for you in the beginning stages. And be more consistent about it, man. Alright. And the reason why that you don't want to watch porn is because that you are already known that. It makes you feel weird against girls. It makes you feel like, okay, like, man, it feels lethargic. You feel weird. It's like, imagine going to school knowing that you fapped. Like being in like imagine being in school and then fapping and then I'll be honest, I used to do that, man. I know. It's kind of hard to admit it, but yeah, I used to do that, man. And I felt lethargic. I just felt like, you feel so weird when you fap. So definitely, if you're gonna go do any, don't. If you're gonna do anything, just don't fap, man. Just don't. Don't watch porn. But the bottom line, porn is dangerous.
Ability to bond with a woman as well. You've looked at 1,000 women who are naked, who are in the perfect angle, who are moaning in the right way, who whose bodies are moving perfectly. You've clicked on videos of redheads, of brunettes, of blondes, of thick girls, skinny girls, everything. And then when you've got your woman in front of you, it's like she doesn't look that great anymore. So this is what a real woman looks like. And imagine that. It's like here's your woman that you could have bonded with, that you should be like so in love with. And you can't help, even if you're trying not to, you can't help but to be slightly dissatisfied because she doesn't have as big titties as you've been watching on these videos. So it's quite lethal. There's like three major problems with porn that so many young guys are struggling with.
Don't date in the virtual world. Even if even if everything is around you is, basically, even if your life sucks, don't go in the virtual world, man. So, right now, you may or may not be going in the virtual, well, you may or may not be in, well, like dating in, like in the virtual world, basically. Okay, let me tell you my story again. My story is that you know how, well, like again, I probably already said it again, but my story was that I was just playing video games. I converted to going to gay, like to go date women after going to, like, after just not feeling, well, after my crush was, that didn't, she did, like, that when I found out she didn't like me. And I just started playing a lot more Roblox, more dating. And no, well, no, and then I found out about dating, and then I started dating and dating and dating, and this became this whole thing about just dating and dating. And whether or not you're in the dating world or not, I'm gonna assume that, you know, probably you're not, but let's just assume that you were gonna go to, or you are. Don't do it. It's all right. Here's the experience. You you go in your bed, you grab your computer, and then you just play a high school game. You play and play. You dress up, trying to look cool, trying to be like a guy in that game other than real life, and then play, find some girls. Oh, nice. Okay, talk to them. Okay, I guess we weren't compatible, and it keeps going on and on and on. We do this whole thing. It it kind of did actually mess me up, honestly. And especially with all the advice, like be cold and stuff. Good thing I didn't know any of them. I mean, of course, it still was pretty bad of me, to be honest. They're both bad, but I was still playing. I was like, no, I was still playing, and it just was worse, man. If you're ever thinking about going to the virtual world because you think that, well, that, oh no, the women don't like me here, like, well, in real life they don't like me here, I'm just like, I don't feel accepted, or like maybe I'll just go into the virtual world, get a girl that can't see me, and like we can have this online relationship, and we can all like, and like we can do some things, we can play some video games together. I had like the experience, kind of. I kind of had the experience of that, man. I'll show a picture, but yeah, you get You get the gamer, yeah, you get the gamer girl, but it's no, man. This whole time I was just lethargic thinking. I was super clingy, and it's like I wanted her to keep playing video games, keep playing Minecraft. And I spent so much time with her. I was always just back at home. Definitely, man. I'm not gonna say much. Don't date in the virtual world. Even if life is going bad, use that as your fuel. Use that as your anger to keep going. Like, why am I why am I this mediocre that I have to be dating in the virtual world? No, man. You're worthy, man. I hope you know that you're worthy, as it took. I'm here, man. I'm here. I've attracted some girls, man. It's possible for you, man. Don't believe that you can. Believe that you can. Why can't you? There's someone your age who's attracting the girls you want. Why can't you? So, don't date in the virtual world, man. It will not be a good time. Well, it might be a good time, pleasurable and stuff, but you'll be wasting your time. And I'm telling you this from a perspective that I've done. So, don't date in the virtual world. Don't date in the virtual world. Lesson number 4: being friends. Did you want her or not? Before I could tell you that, well, before I can tell you anything, let me tell you the story, or my story. So, my story is that, remember Sammy, right? Sammy, the girl that I used to talk to, the game. I just saw some photos that, yeah, basically, this is kind of what I wanted. Like, I wanted to, like, I'll be honest, I was looking for another relationship, just like the one back I had in 5th grade. I was trying to look for that again. I was trying to look for it again, and practically I did get what I want. I got to play Minecraft, I got to play Roblox, and I got to do all of those things. And to you, that might even sound fun. To you, that might having playing Minecraft, and then you have your beds together, and you're just like, building a house, and then you're going mining. Yeah, some people might find that fun. I did, but certainly it wasn't worth it, to be honest. The reason why is because we were acting more like friends. And in the beginning, to be honest, I just wanted to date her. And I didn't tell her for that for 5 months. Of acting like her friend for 5 months straight, and then I asked her out. I'm like nervous. I'm not even looking at my phone at this point. I just left it. And she says no, which, oof, but then she says because she doesn't really know me. But I mean, honestly, it's just, this is why you don't date in the virtual world, because it just makes no sense, man. And then I was saying, well, why don't I just get to know you more? After that, you want to know what happened? After that, we were barely even talking anymore. It's because I was spending too much time with her, which we might discuss in a later topic. But the bottom line is, if you're gonna date a woman, if you're gonna date a woman, if you're gonna date a woman, the first thing, you're not gonna want to act like her friend. Don't act like her friend. Because this is gonna make you more depolarized, and then by the time it gets like later, you're still acting like her friend. It's more of like a neutral relationship. You might get the relationship, to be honest, but it might be like more of like a friendship. The best thing that you can do is just, once you're talking to her, just ask her out. Like, unless you might be like, oh, what if she rejects me and stuff? Just, well, you just gotta take it, man. I don't really know what much. I mean, yeah, it's gonna suck. Yeah, it's gonna be painful and stuff if she does. But it's far more better than just wasting 5 months, 1 year for me, just trying to act like her friend and trying to see if like trying to secretly. Well, if you didn't have if you were fearless, would you just ask her out immediately? Like, of course you want to know her a little bit more, but you would ask her out, right? So I know because of fear, you're probably just gonna want to go ask her out. And if she says no, then yeah, let's leave the relationship and let's go find someone else. Okay? So, lesson number 4, being friends. Did you want her or not, man? Lesson number 5, focus on your purpose, not love stories. So, to be honest, what do I mean by this? Focus on your purpose, not love stories. Well, to be honest, you should probably focus more on your purpose than love stories. So, again, let me tell you my story. So, my story is that I was just spending so much time watching love stories, reading, like, I was just reading so many love stories. And, well, this was during the period of when I was dating Sam. Well, not dating, but I was, like, talking to Sammy, trying to look for girls in the virtual world. I was watching lots of anime and just love stories, and it went on and on and on. And this didn't really help me, honestly. It just grew more of, well, being more clingy, and I'm pretty sure it was making me more feminine too. Just reading a bunch of love stories, like it's like I really was prioritizing just love in my life. And during this time, I felt very nervous. I just felt weak, and I didn't feel great, honestly. To be honest, even though I had her, it's just I'd even tell my brother, yeah, I feel depressed and stuff. Like, even if I did have it, it's just that's all I was doing. I just told my brother, yeah, I feel depressed. Like I just fapped, but like, okay, I'm depressed and I just fapped. All right, man. So you want to be focusing on your purpose, man. You don't want to be reading just a bunch of love stories and wasting time. Of course not, man. Focus on your purpose, because once you do spend time like reading love stories and watching anime and like doing like maybe possibly dating in the virtual world and forgetting your purpose or basically your goals too will not serve you, man. In fact, I felt more depressed when I wasn't doing anything. No goals, no mission, and just pure terrible, man. And this doesn't mean not to focus on love, like, well, not the whole, like, entirely, but like you can still like date and stuff. Of course, man. Of course. Definitely still keep socializing with women, learning up how to like socialize with people. Like, yeah, of course, focus on your purpose, but also improve your social skills. Talk with women, learn how to flirt, learn how to talk with people. Don't forget that, man. Focus on your purpose. Definitely don't be being a Jeffrey. And be socializing, man. So, lesson number 5, focus on your purpose, not love stories. I have to poop pretty badly, man. Alright. This is story 2. This is gonna be story 2. This is story 2. Now we're getting to 8th grade. And we're basically going through the 8th grade. Basically 7th grade and 8th grade. Previously, I was watching a red pill YouTuber. And I was just like basically it had the titles like self-entitled girl gets rejected. Like, for me, it was just like, oh, like what is this? Like, what is this? Like, just keep in mind that I've been super needy and stuff for 2 years or 3. And I'm just like watching these videos. I'm just like, huh. Like, oh, this is a girl who's getting rejected and stuff. And it's talking about like, oh, just focus on yourself. Like, focus. It's like more of a red pill YouTuber, you see. So, and I'm like watching this, like, oh, improve yourself, like build yourself up, like get the muscles and stuff, like look more attractive. And I was just like, okay, and like, oh, like, but some of the advice was like, oh, be cold and stuff, like Sigma male stuff. And so then there was this girl that was next to me in my 6th period, in my science class. So I was just sitting and I was trying to act like I didn't see her. It's like back then, before I even found the Red Pill YouTuber, I was just like looking at her. It's like she was a degenerate. I'm not gonna lie. She was eating Takis. Like, she was always on her phone and stuff. But I liked her because of, well, badonk. But, and I was just like, basically, I was just like, okay, like, basically, like, smash. Basically, I smashed. I'm just gonna say that. And I'm just looking at her. I'm just like, yeah. But I didn't have any confidence to do anything. I just kind of like watched, and there was like 2 other guys talking to her, and I was just like, And ever since that I ever watched the Red Pill YouTuber, I was just trying to act like, I don't care about her. But secretly smash. I'm just gonna say that. But I just didn't want to. Well, I just didn't want to look at her anymore. Not that I couldn't. It's just that the red pill advice was just like be cold and stuff. So that's kind of what I did. School. Well, now, basically, I'm still a Jeffrey, by the way, but then I find out about Hamza. So I found out about Hamza, and I start journaling. Well, it was basically more of why Minecraft isn't fun. So I started watching that video, and I was just like, oh, I see. Like yeah, I've been like freaking doing this whole thing wrong, and that made me kind of mad. So I just started journaling more. I just started journaling on the lunch table. For the first time, actually, I started journaling. I started actually trying meditation. I mean, I was still a Jeffrey, so I would fall back and forth, but I was doing these habits for the first time now. But this is a dating guide, so I mean, I'll tell you some. So, okay, so school year ends, and I was still even thinking about the girl with the glasses that was in my first period class. Remember that. But, and in the beginning of summer break, I spent it like a Jeffrey. But then the next month, it was summer school. And in this one, in the beginning, on the first day, we were like playing this game. They're like, oh, write everyone's name down. Let's get to know each other. And for someone who was probably really anxious, who didn't really go outside much, I didn't really speak to anybody. Well, I was speaking to like the other person that looked like me, oh, sup, bro, sup. And there was girls over there, and I was just like, yeah, it's like, I know, it's like, I was purposely not trying to talk to them. Well, not that it's Sigma male, it's just that I was nervous. I completely forgot about the whole thing, but I will remember later. Just thinking about it, I'm like, it's like I'm shy around the girls, but then like the guys, Like I get all the guys' names, but not any girls. So then we get back into class. Now I'm like thinking about the teacher, and I'm like looking at everyone, like every other girl. I still had the neediness. I still was like, I want a girlfriend, and that's just kind of how it went for the whole entire summer. I mean, during this period though, I was actually, running track. It was super sunny outside, watching Hamza videos, like journaling, meditating. But I haven't learned anything about diet or like exercise. I was just kind of more still into love. So I would fall back, but this was actually a period where I started improving myself. Summer school ended. I went back into bad habits again. And I tried, well, actually, no. So then, after that, a couple of weeks later, it's August, and we go to Guatemala. We go to Guatemala. My abuela is there, and we're all like speaking and stuff. But I brought my phone. I was just being a Jeffrey. And majority of the day, I was just like sleeping, listening to music, or just like watching old video game videos that I just like lay in the bed. And I kind of wish that I just really did spend it like I was thinking about when I was gonna get there. I was just like, I'm gonna be this guy who meditates on the hill, who just meditates. But in reality, I did not spend it like that. So then it's about to end. I'm just gonna keep it short. Actually, whole thing. After a couple of weeks, I realized that I'm no. After like a week, and I realized that so the trip was 2 weeks long, and I realized that I wasted so much time. So I'm just gonna go full out, like just try to freaking like go on, just do good habits. Stop playing video games on my mother's phone. So I do that. I stop trying to listen to. I try to actually go outside more. I try to speak to more of my family. And I was falling back, but I was I was actually, at least I tried, honestly. Although I do wish I did better. But so then we go back home, and everyone's crying. Well, my mother is crying. We all go back home, and I'm going down this plane that actually I'll just show right now. I'm going down that plane, and I'm just like thinking about like if I like if the trip was a good thing or not. If I spent it good, and then I get the desire to keep improving. So now it's about to be eighth grade. So now it's eighth grade now. And this year I'm actually doing something different. I'm journaling on the lunchroom table, which I don't think I've seen anybody journal on the lunchroom table before. And I started meditating a lot more back when I get back. I started taking cold showers. I mean, I would fall off. Yes, I would fall off back into the bad habits like porn or video games. But the problem was that I still had the crush thing. I still was thinking about more about my crush. I had a new crush now, basically. I had a new crush about this girl who had glasses. And I started thinking about her a lot more. And even this year, there was another teacher that I liked. There was another teacher in my period that there was basically another teacher that I liked. And I kept thinking about them both. I started dreaming about them. I mean, I was doing these good things, but at the same time, I was still pretty needy. Didn't have any confidence to go approach them. I mean, unless my teacher, because, she's my teacher, but this made me very needy of thinking about them. So I started watching a bunch of more videos about, dating and stuff. And then I found Hamzas videos about, back then when he was making more of clickbaity videos about, how to text girls and stuff. I started watching more of that and being, and basically more, I got introduced more into, basically being cold and stuff, being more avoidant, being more cool, basically, like a Sigma male or something, who doesn't care about girls. So Oh boy, I try to be a Sigma man. And I did have this mindset of wanting a girl. I did have this mindset. Not like basically what I mean by that is that you might have the wanting mindset is where basically you just want any girl. It doesn't matter if she's bad or she's like basically a Jessica, or you wouldn't mind if you dated a Jessica because you want intimacy that badly. No. I'll tell you right now that is not the mindset you should have. I started to be more of a Sigma male. I started to try to act more avoidant. I wasn't looking at women. Basically, I had the mindset of, oh, don't give your attention away for free. And I didn't look at any women. Not even the teacher that I liked, not even the girl that I liked. I mean, I was still thinking about them. I was still thinking, it was still there. The thought was still there, but more of this being more avoidant, like trying to not look at women. It was inauthentic. I wasn't being authentic. And I was trying to act like a Sigma male. I was trying to act more cool. It's a good thing it didn't work, honestly. It's honestly a good thing. I might have gotten the woman that I wanted. She might have been a degenerate, and I might have gotten her. But honestly, I would have gone through the pain again. I would have gone through the pain back in 5th and 7th. I was choosing a woman, a low quality woman that I didn't even like. I just wanted, I just was so needy of love, basically. I was so needy of love that I didn't even matter what woman that I want. Like, basically, it doesn't matter to me what woman I get. It's like the wanted mindset. I was even thinking about sleeping with a bunch of women. I was even dreaming about like sleeping with everyone. And he made me basically rethink that belief, like, oh yeah, it's wrong. Like, basically, it's gonna ruin my life. Because he's done it, and it's not even worth it, honestly. It wasn't even worth it. After that, I started basically, stop trying to be like more of a Sigma male. I started actually doing more of my goals. I actually told my friends that, I don't want to be friends with you guys anymore. And it was a good thing that I did that because they probably would have dragged me down. They didn't even support my goals. I even showed one of them my paper once of my goals, and they said, oh, no, it's not possible. You just don't do it. Oh, let's go play some video games or something. And yeah, they were really good people. So then I just kind of accepted them. Well, to be honest, though the teacher, I kind of just like let go, but for the girl with the glasses, I still had one more. Like, basically, I started improving more of myself. Now, it's basically May or something. 2 more months before the end of school. And we had a concert. I was in band now because basically I would see her in band. I would see her and I wanted to basically perform well. So then we did. I kept thinking about her, and then on the last day, I was thinking about asking her out. Like, this is the first time I was gonna ask someone out. So then I'm playing chess with a little girl. I'm kind of just overthinking it, to be honest. I probably should have not played chess so I could be. Basically, I wish I was more present, and I started thinking about how I'm gonna ask her out. And then it's time to go. It's time to go. Basically, I'm asking like, go do it, go do it, go do it. And I was like, I was playing a scenario in my head like it's gonna go bad. And then I walked off. Not to her direction, to my own direction, where I was running the track every single day with some good people, and I didn't go ask her out. And then I realized, like, oh crap. Okay, yeah, like, what the heck was I doing? Alright, I'm gonna go ask her out for real. So I start running back. She's not there anymore. I start checking everywhere, and she's not there anymore. I talked to some teachers. I walked back home, kind of like man, like, why didn't you do it? But then I did feel grateful for this year because I did do a bunch. Like, I was more on self improvement more than I ever was this year. Like, my neediness and, like, learning about more. I learned a lot of things throughout that year. I started walking back home. There's this kid with a scooter. And we walk up and we're going back. And basically, we're going up the hill and then we're going. And then we're walking in a straight line. And then the kid with the scooter is riding down. And then I run after him. I chase him basically. And then we chase and we run off to. And we run off. Basically, just you can imagine that. But. And then I get back home and I start playing video games. Yeah, it doesn't sound nice to admit it, but after I got back home from that, I just started playing video games because I wasn't able to ask out my crush, and so I wasn't able to ask out my crush because, like, I was just sad because I didn't was able to ask my crush basically. And this is where it kind of mostly ends. Well, I just mostly spent the months just playing video games. And my abuela from my mom's hometown actually came here from Guatemala. And the whole thing that I did was just spend time just playing video games. And that's pretty much it for the whole. Well, then I started improving myself. Okay, I'm gonna take this seriously. And then it reaches August. But before I could tell you that, before I could tell you the lessons of the present, I'm going to be telling you the lessons of what I've learned from 8th grade, which I'll be telling you right now. Lesson number 1. Don't be a Sigma male. Don't be a Sigma male. But the problem was with being a Sigma male is that I was trying to act cold. I wasn't like, I was just like, when I see a girl, there's just like, have you done this before, man? Like, have you tried to, like, not look at girls and just, like, oh, yep, it's because I don't give my attention away for free. Like, these girls, like, yeah, these girls are degenerate. Yeah, we don't give them away. I don't give my attention away for free. In reality, I wanted Smash. I'm not going to say what it is, but I wanted Smash. Okay. I wanted to Smash. But it's just like basically this advice that says like, oh, be a Sigma male, try to act cold. It only works with women that actually like that, like women who actually like you being distant, who don't like you texting back so much, who like you being like cold and stuff. And yeah, that stuff can seem attractive, but like it's not really good for like it's not even good for you, nor is it good for. It's like two traumatized people doing something that they don't even know what they're doing. But this didn't even help me at all. Like, I was trying to act like more of the Sigma male. I was trying to do this stuff, and like it's supposed to help you get more girls, but no, it didn't actually really help me get more girls. In fact, I think it made me more of a weirdo, honestly. I just kind of like, I didn't even look at the teacher. I didn't even look at the girls. I was just like, okay, I'm purely focused on myself. I'm just like, I wasn't even thinking about like, okay, I'm just purely focused on myself. I did this because I wanted more girls. That's the only reason why. And I even tried to go back to the virtual world and go do this again. Like, try to act like cold, not text so many girls. Like basically text cold. That's what I try to do. And it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work being a Sigma male. And it just makes you inauthentic, especially if you're like, if you're trying to look for a romantical partner right now, as we speak, You're not gonna be wanting to be doing this Sigma male thing, man. Like, of course, be busy and stuff. Like, of course, yeah, but don't take this route of the Sigma male where you just act cold, act avoidant, because this only attracts anxious women that like basically that want. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, man. It's not. It's just not a good thing, man. I've already tried it, and it doesn't work. I mean, yeah, it might. Some girls might like that, like some degenerate women, but really, I don't think that's where you want to go, man. And especially if I've tried it already, and I'm telling you right now, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I didn't get any girls, and I just look more of like a weirdo. So, lesson number one: don't be a Sigma man. Lesson number two: be authentic. Be authentic to who you are. Like, who are you? So, I want you to be authentic as much as you can. Because, well, let me tell you my story of this. So, in eighth grade, I was just being more, trying to be more of this, like, Sigma male who doesn't care about girls, who's cold and who just doesn't care about girls. And that was, that wasn't authentic of me, honestly. I was only saying that because, well, I only wanted to date girls, and this didn't make me get the girls that I wanted. You have to be authentic to who you are. And this especially goes around, like, even, like, not even dating. This goes outside also. Like, for me also, I was also hiding that I was journaling from my old Jeffrey friends, because I didn't want them to know, because I was kind of embarrassed to show that I was on self improvement. But I've expressed it a lot more, and it's a lot more better this way. You have to be authentic, man. You have to be authentic to your dating and yourself, to be honest. Because if you start acting like a Sigma male, or like just start acting like in a different way that you didn't want to, you'll realize that it's not really, you're just kind of being this, you know you're gonna be this fake identity. You know you're being fake, man. Be authentic. Just be who you are, man. There's not really much to say, but be who you are, man. Lesson number three: build confidence. So, how do you build confidence? Right now, you might be looking for love. You might be, you want love, but how do maybe you don't have any confidence right now. Building confidence. So, for me, you might be like me where I just didn't feel like, I didn't know how to, like, just grow confidence. Like, I had this fear of, like, just going to approach a girl. And I wanted to know how I can improve my confidence. Well, okay, first, obviously, start improving yourself. Like, you might have already been on self improvement, or if you're not, then be on self improvement. Do meditation, journaling, gratitude journaling. Start doing hard work in the morning, working out. Of course, do that. But just doing that isn't purely enough. Like, yeah, I can say that, oh, go do that, go work on yourself, build the attractive physique, look sexy and stuff, but that isn't enough. You also need to be improving your social skills as well. Honestly, while you're doing all of this, all of the good habits and stuff, and be improving your social skills. Like, be improving where I didn't tell her, it's my fault. But you're gonna be wanting to improve your social skills. Basically, if you don't, I mean, unless you have like people, like, okay, so the first step, we're gonna take this actionable step. Go talk to new people. Well, you might be thinking like, oh, like talk to new people. For me, if I was hearing this younger, I'd like, oh, no, I don't want to talk to younger people. I'm too like nervous to go speak to them. Perhaps if you're going to school right now, or if you're going to, if you're just going to the store or something, just say, it's easier, it's a lot more easier in school. So, your first step is to say good morning to the teachers. Just say good morning, good afternoon, good morning, miss, mister, good afternoon, mister. And you're gonna already be leveling up, like, oh, like speaking to people, like saying like something, saying the first word. And then once you start building more of that confidence, you're like speaking to a lot more people, you're feeling all festive and like happy and stuff. Level that up to women or guys. You can even say like even if you're in the gym, you're working out, you could say, "Oh, hey, excuse me, do you know what time is it for men, for a man or a female?" Like if there's just like a guy right there, or if there's just a woman right there that looks attractive, just say, "What time is it?" You'll be still growing that skill. And once you start growing more of that skill, you're feeling more confident just to go up to like say, "Oh, hey, good morning. Do you know what time is it?" I'm not sure if like this is just something I can do, but basically your third step is could be also possibly just go ask them out in front. Like basically ask them out directly. That's just what I do though. I might be wrong, but that's basically my third step. And you're gonna be more building that confidence in your social skills and stuff. And of course, like also ways how things how that like that can decrease your confidence. It's just like, for me it was doing bad habits, going back to like video games and like feeling crap about myself and not feeling like I didn't want to show my face and stuff. So don't do bad habits, as they can, for me they were decreasing my confidence. So well, I just didn't want to be around people when I did. And I'll also still be on your self improvement journey. Still keep improving, but also improve your social skills. Don't hide out from like improving your social skills. This is how you're gonna build confidence more over time. Of course, improving more of your mental health and stuff, socializing, being more happy. You'll realize that. Just keep going on this journey. But that is how you build confidence. Lesson number 4. You are masculine. Well, you are masculine. I'm talking to the people who think that, they're feminine or they're balanced. So, even right now, I used to think that I was a lot more feminine. To be honest, I was a lot feminine. Like basically in that period back in the 5th and 7th grade story, I was talking to online girls. I was just spending hours, nights staying up and just trying to talk to them. And I was pretty feminine, to be honest. I'd say that I was a lot more feminine. I like, I really just cared about love back then. That doesn't make you that you were. I wasn't supposed to be like that. It's just that well, I'm pretty sure it's because I felt that pain of losing my friends and like basically being like I wasn't able to get the girl that I wanted. I tried to run away with video games, porn, junk food. I tried to run away from myself. In return, it didn't really help me at all. It didn't help me at all. But then I realized more about once I actually started improving myself more, I started realizing that no, I'm not actually feminine. Like, yeah, you do like women, you do like the opposite sex, you do like it. You're not a feminine. Basically, you're not feminine. You're more, you're authentically masculine. And I used to think that I was a girl, because I read so many love stories. basically, you're just not a girl. You're not a you're not a girl. I don't know. Someone might need this because I needed this. Because I used to think that, oh, I'm a girl since I read a bunch of love stories and I cared about love that period. But you're not. You're not actually feminine. You're actually masculine. Of course, I don't think this is actually a dating, like basically advice, but it could be useful. You are masculine, authentically. I have a video down below if you want to watch it. Basically, I'm gonna leave it down. It's gonna be called "You're More Masculine Than You Think," which talks about more about this topic. If you're stressing that you're a girl, it's just me. It's just me, but someone might need this. Yes, but you're not a girl. Lesson number 5: Is she your future wife? So, is she a good woman? You're gonna want to see if. Well, okay. Before I tell you, let's get some context. So, is she a good woman? For me, back then, in 7th grade, I used to just like this degenerate girl that I was just sitting nearby. Like, it's because she had a big badonk, but I liked her since because, like, well, okay, yeah, I liked her because of that reason. And she sat next to me every time in 6th period. I was just like looking at her and stuff. But I'll be honest, she wasn't that. Well, she was pretty much of a degenerate. Like, I see her talk to guys. I see her. She's like swearing and stuff, and like she uses makeup, and she's like eating Takis. It's like a processed chip, and it's just like, and I didn't really respect. The only thing I was just focused on is the badonk, but. And that's pretty much how it went. I just like was thinking about just dating a girl. That's it. Just purely dating, dating, dating. And I was doing this online too. I was just like, okay, like more girls, more like achievement and stuff. But I don't think I was attracting very good women. Basically, just like more of a kind of more of low quality. And then it happens again where I'm just kind of like thinking about a girl that, that's going for TikTok, and I'm just like, oh, yep, I like her and stuff. But is she actually a good woman, man? Like, no, like if she was a guy, if she turned into a guy, like imagine a girl was playing, like watching TikTok and stuff. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, okay, actually, never mind. It is a bad thing, but like just imagine a girl being degenerate and stuff. If she was a guy, would you respect him at all? No, you probably wouldn't. So you're only saying this because she's a girl and stuff. So no, man. Have some respect for yourself, man. And you gotta be working hard too, because, you gotta be high quality too, man. But you can't be just. You have to respect yourself, man. I mean, I know that, well, appearance is good, man. Like, of course, you want her to be beautiful, but at the same time, you want her to, have also a good personality, not just her looks. You're gonna want both of them, man. So, is she your future wife, man? So, if you're thinking about it right now about a girl that's, like, oh, like, oh no, she watches TikTok, but like I can help her change that. You can't really change that, man, unless she's actually already doing it or is actually showing like proof that she's doing it. If she's a Jessica, I don't think you should pursue her, man. Lesson number 6. Degeneracy, more like downhill. So, imagine you just slept with a bunch of women. Basically, yeah, you just achieved what you wanted, maybe. You got to sleep with a bunch of women, and yeah, it feels nice, probably. But what about your future wife that was actually waiting for you? How do you think is she gonna be now? Just because you slept around? She's probably gonna be a lot more worse because you're a lot more worse, and then maybe when you even go see her father, she can no when you see her father can see through you that you've been like doing all these bad things, because you've been kind of slacking off, and it's just really not that good, man. So, well, another more context. So, I was thinking about sleeping around, like just in 8th grade. I was just thinking about, oh, let me just sleep around and stuff. Of course, I couldn't because I was still like a minor and stuff. But I was just thinking about that. I know I was very young, and I was saying that like oh, like dating any girl and like doing this stuff, and like basically doing this stuff. Like, oh, I don't think I was actually gonna do it, but I was thinking about it. But then Hamza made a video about degeneracy, degeneracy, embrace God and stuff. And it made sense where he was saying that, oh, what about your future wife and like, you're being low quality and stuff. Yeah, it might be pleasurable. Yeah, it might be, but for some reason, well, okay, I'm just gonna say this. Like, I had a dream, honestly, about sleeping around and stuff. And it's like every single time I've had this negative feeling. I had this negative feeling like, oh, like I'm just sleeping around. I'm like being a degenerate and stuff. Like every single dream. I don't know why. It's like my brain is trying to tell me, don't be a degenerate, don't be a degenerate. But I was literally thinking about it, and every time it happened, I always felt regret. I always felt regret in the end. And it felt like my life was going downhill, so that's why I named it Degeneracy, more like downhill, because I felt like I felt so much regret and stuff. And of course, I'm only 15. I haven't actually experienced it. But from everything that I've seen, man, it doesn't feel like it's worth it to be a degenerate, man. Especially if you're just doing it with low quality girls, man. If you're just trying to sleep around, just try it out. I don't think it'd be good, man. I'm still learning about this too, but maybe just think about it for a bit, man. Maybe journal about it and just see like, do I really want to be a degenerate, man? Do I really want to sacrifice like this whole thing? Do I really want to go through all of that stress and just feel just a little bit of pleasure and just like try to see as how many girls I could sleep with? And to be honest, I do kind of sometimes feel like that, just like sleeping around with a bunch of girls. But it's not, I just don't think it's good, man. I mean, you can still keep thinking about the thoughts, but it's just not good to actually go, like, pursue that desire, man. So, maybe just journal about it for a bit, man. Maybe just think about it, honestly. Just think about it. But I encourage you not to. And Hamza would probably encourage you not to either. So don't do it, man. Be careful what you do. Alright, now we're getting to our final chapter. Our final chapter of basically this year, to be honest. I'll tell you what happened. struggling, thinking about like how things are going, if you're like doing good or not, don't hurt yourself. Don't start thinking about bad stuff. You know, just keep going. We're gonna get to the ninth grade story, the final story of this guide, and basically the last lessons of this. So stay. Oh, we'll get to them right now. So this is gonna be a pretty short story. So this whole entire summer break, I was just spending it on mostly video games. But then on the last month of August, I decided to go, like, okay, enough of this crap. Let's go do some good habits. So I started to do more good habits. Then I would fall off back, just like back in last year. And my abuela was there, and she kind of just saw me playing video games, and I kind of do regret. Well, I don't even know what yeah, I okay. I regret not. No, I regret playing video games when she was there, man, because I could see it in her eyes that she was just kind of pain, like, well, not pain, but she just like I didn't see her happy. Something about that it just made me feel guilty. But yeah, I still feel guilty, man. But now it's it's about to be school again. But there's this thing that's gonna happen. So this thing is that we can go check out the new classes. And keep in mind that this is my first year of high school, and I'm just like, like, should I go, or like, do I just stay back home, be a Jeffrey, and just wait for it? And I was just saying, like, oh no, I just don't go. Like, oh, we can just wait. Like, oh, we'll be there anyways. But I felt like there was no other, like, I didn't know why I shouldn't go, because you get a free slip of your classes, and I was just like, why shouldn't I? So I asked my brother, and he said no, and that made me lose all motivation to go. So I'm just sitting in the couch, and I'm just like, do I still go even without him or not? Like, I'm kind of thinking, no, just like, if my brother is even going, so it's like, it's just gonna be lonely and stuff. But I decided to go anyways. Even if, like, I felt fear of, like, I haven't been around people so much. I was just by myself the whole time, so no wonder I felt so weird of, like, being around people. And I decided to go. And it didn't went that bad. All I did was just meet some new people. Well, meet some people that I knew. Some new people. New teachers. And those would be the teachers I would know today, right now. And that's how the year went. But it's kind of hard to say everything that I've learned throughout the story. So the way how this is gonna work is that I'm gonna be giving you a lesson. No, before I tell you the lesson, I'll be telling you a story and then the lesson throughout this whole year, because I've learned a lot this year. A lot of mistakes, a lot of failures, and some things that I've learned, which I'll be telling you now. So, story, then lesson. So, alright. So, don't mind me if look, we'll be somewhere else, man. Oh, wrong one. So, do you remember the girl back in 8th grade that I used to like, with the one with the glasses? It's okay if you forgot, but it's basically I liked a girl back in 8th grade with glasses, and Like I was on self improvement, and but then like basically the neediness was still there inside of me. It was like I still had some neediness, so basically I still was thinking about the girl that I liked, but I never actually spoke to her. I never actually said anything. Basically more of a chump. Basically, lesson number one is choose a woman who chooses you. So the reason for this is because even though I liked this girl a lot. I was with the glasses. She was pretty attractive and cute, and I didn't have any nerve just to say anything. I tried to I tried to say something back in like the freaking last day of the year, and I still didn't do it because I was so scared. But it didn't even seem like she liked me. Of course, like she'd look at me sometimes, but it's like I wouldn't even know since I didn't even talk to her. I didn't even approach her. And basically, I never even found out if she liked me or not. And but to me, it didn't even look like she liked me. So I was spending time and energy just thinking about her. We're like I'm like fantasizing about her. I'm just doing just all this stuff, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm wasting a lot of energy. And she doesn't even really like me. And I'm just still here, like, oh yes, like when is she gonna ask me out? But the thing is that like basically the lesson is choose a woman who chooses you. The reason why I'm telling you this now, even though this is basically the ninth grade section, is because she was she was basically in the high school. But basically I found out she was she in one of my classes, and I was just thinking about her. I was just like obsessively thinking. Like it didn't go away, and like, I was like I didn't even say a word to her. And also, there was this one time where I did actually talk to a girl, and I did get rejected because she didn't like me. But the whole point is choose a woman who chooses you. Don't spend your energy and time thinking about a girl that doesn't even choose you, that doesn't even like you. If you can see that she doesn't like you, then don't do it. Basically, you like don't spend some like stop pursuing her. Stop wasting so much energy and life out of you because it's painful, man. It's painful to think about a girl that doesn't even like you. Like another example is basically, the girl Jamie back then, like in fifth grade that I used to like. I never even saw if I liked her or not. This could be like the other topics, but I did like her, and I never said anything. I just watched her go date someone else when I was just still I was the beta male, man. Basically, I was just watching her get date another guy, and I'm just here in the wall, like, oh, like I'm just like thinking like sad, like boo hoo, like oh, like after she's done breaking up with him, I'll go with her. But I never said anything, man. So the whole lesson is choose a woman who chooses you. If she doesn't like you, if you can clearly tell that she doesn't like you, then stop pursuing her. At this point, you became more of in your feminine side than your masculine side, and unless you either approach her or you can see that she doesn't like you, it might be just this endless round of need. And if she doesn't like you, then like if you just asked her out or you can tell that she doesn't like you, like actual truth, don't try to excuse out of it, so you can actually see she doesn't like you, then yeah, stop pursuing her, let her go. And you could probably find more women, but basically the whole point is choose a woman who chooses you. Like, would you really want to be in this dynamic where you're the one chasing her? Probably not. Because I've wasted a bunch of years on being like the beta male who just watches the girl. Choose a woman who chooses you. Lesson number 2: feel through it. So honestly, I kind of have some mixed opinions about this actually, because now I'm kind of more talking to more women, but feel through it. So you're attracted to many women, right? You're attracted to many women, and it's not a bad thing. But never forget that women can die. Well, I don't mean this in like women are bad. I'm not saying it like that, but that basically your feelings are going away. They're fleeting every second. They can heal you, inspire you, and attract you, but they can never satisfy you. Absolutely. No, they can never satisfy you absolutely. So basically what I'm trying to say is that what if you did get the woman you wanted? What if you did? What if you did get the woman that you wanted for so long? For me back then, let's take an example of 5th grade me. What if I did get the girl that I wanted? Janie. What if I did get her? After so long of just like staring, like looking at her, like what if I actually did? Do you think it would make my life better? Like, I mean, yeah, it might be more fun for a little bit, but at that moment, it still wouldn't be enough. Even if I did have the good woman, it still wouldn't be enough for me to be happy, absolutely. Because the thing with appearance, so we'll be talking about appearance. Basically, appearance is things that we want. Like, for me, it was the relationship. It could be like, for you, it might be a car or a house, or like, let's read what David Dita said. And like women, all appearance seems to promise something you want. You want success from your job. You want love from your woman. You want pleasure from your body. You want obedience from your dog. When you don't get what you want, when you lose money, your woman hates you, your body is in pain, and your dog bites you, you are unhappy. When you do get what you want, you are less unhappy. You are the least unhappy when you are relieved of the need to get anything at all from appearance. Basically, what he means is that, like, if you did have it, basically, like, if you did have the things you wanted, you'd just be less unhappy. Like, you'd be least unhappy from being relieved of the needs of, like, being relieved of the need of appearance at all. Even if I did have the woman that I wanted for a long time, I still wouldn't be happy absolutely. I still be like more. I just be less unhappy. I still wouldn't be like least unhappy, because your need is more greater than any woman can provide. Every time you see a woman with appearance, like basically it could be tits or donkey. Okay, it could be tits or ass, wealth or fame. Feel through it. Breathe. Just breathe. And practice the oneness of feeling through them, feeling through the distractions. So notice them, breathe through it. And remember that your need is far more greater than any woman can provide, and moments of appearances can make you happy, least unhappy, but you're more relieved of the need of anything at all, like any of those appearances. Well, that doesn't mean that, like, yeah, you can still date women and stuff, don't worry, but feel through, like, basically tits and ass, wealth and fame. Feel through it. This is a bit of a questionable lesson, but actually, I hope you can see what I mean. Like, this doesn't mean that you can't just start dating women. Of course, you want success, but also feel through it. You do. But your need is also far greater, so breathe fully and discover what you actually really want. So lesson number 3, breathe, and that's pretty much it. Not introduced to this already. Breathing actually helps you. You know how they used to say, well, for me back then, they used to say like that we used to meditate basically to the Yeti, and we were all like there, and I was just like, I wasn't even paying attention to it. I wasn't trying to do it. I was just like, oh, it's okay. So I have to do this. Oh, what is Janie doing? Or like what? Like thinking about a bunch of random stuff, and I didn't take it seriously. And I thought the whole thing was like, oh, dumb. Like taking deep breaths, like meditation is dumb. But actually, breathing actually does really help you. Oh, for example, imagine, you know how they say like, oh, like when you're scared and stuff, like take deep breaths and stuff, like, you know what I mean, right? Well, that stuff is actually true because your body might close down. You might There might be times where you just close down and you don't want to. You don't like basically. It's just your body's closed down, and if you do that, you're not free. You're not free. So the thing to counteract that is to breathe. So how do you do it? So all right. So you're gonna want to put your. Actually, this is gonna be a little bit strange. So I need to do this. So put your right hand on your stomach, and then put your left on your chest. Now, inhale through your nose. The first thing that should be happening is that your belly is the one that's rising. So, let's do it again. After that, your chest should be rising also. Let's do it again. So, breathe through your nose. Exhale. And you can breathe through your mouth, like, basically. I mean, not through the inhale, but like. Do that, man. I swear to you, you will feel a lot more better. I mean, I'll be honest. Some people might not like you for doing this. I mean, to be honest, it's like I guess in some ways it can be weird, but it really isn't actually. I mean, like my mother says, like, "Are you okay? Like, are you about to die or something?" No, no. And also, I'm pretty sure some people also. I mean, there was just one time in school when my teacher said, "Oh, you're being intimidating, and like people are scared of you," and I was like, "Why? Why is that?" And I'm pretty sure like when I'm breathing and stuff. Honestly, if someone just says that, just tell them, "Do you want to breathe too? Do you want to take some deep breaths?" Honestly, it's not a bad thing. It counteracts the fear and anxiety that gets stored inside of your body, and your body becomes all tense, and you can't feel like you feel anxious or you fear. Definitely breathe from now on. Definitely breathe from. Just do it from random locations now. Just like when you're in school, when you're just sitting down, when you're taking a cold shower, or when you're on the couch. Just breathe. Just breathe through your nose. Basically, be aware of your stomach. Make sure you're breathing so your stomach isn't tense, and you can actually breathe through your balls. And doing this before, like, approaching a girl or basically doing anything in life is also good. This is your number one tool, so you should use it. Lesson number 4. Be the alpha. Be the superior. So, before I tell you that, I'll tell you my story. So, what if I didn't have more of the red pill side? Well, what I mean by that is, back in 5th and 6th and 7th, I kind of just was more on love. I was more on love, and I couldn't lead or anything. I was just kind of more in my feminine, okay? And this means that my woman had to be more masculine. Since if I was in the feminine, she would have to be in the masculine. But I didn't know what I was gonna. Well, I didn't even was introduced to this. So I was a lot more feminine. I couldn't lead my woman. I couldn't basically control. I didn't have more of the red pill, more of the red pill side. I kind of just had more of the blue pill side of just love. And I don't think that's purely enough. You need a balance. You need a balance between both. Where you can lead your woman, you can control and stuff. And also the second where the love and the spiritual stuff. You're gonna want both into this new pill. I'm pretty sure Hamza said that this pill was Adonis pill or something. But no, but seriously, you do need two. Well, you need both of them to be in the middle. As taking them too far will kind of lead it off balance, too much red pill. Maybe not too not controlling, but I don't know, maybe a bunch of arrogance or stuff. Or too much blue pill, too much love. You want a middle. You want to be a part in the middle. Because for me, I had more of the love. I just want to spend time with my woman every day. Every single time. I just want to hang out with her. I just played video games with her. Just do all of that stuff. And I didn't even lead or anything. With Sammy, the gamer girl. I didn't even lead or anything. I just kind of saw her as my buddy. And I just wanted to give love, and that's it. But I was forgetting also the primal stuff too. So that's how we got it polarized, and then went downhill. You're gonna want both. You can't just purely give love, or you can't just purely give no love at all. Now I see. If you're too much on the red pill, you kind of will just don't care. You won't even give. You won't love your woman. Or if you go right here, you won't you'll love her so much. Spine, no spine, spine and heart. Because they must both be combined. Yes, it's from David Dita, but they both must be combined. If you want to know more about this, there's I'm gonna leave you down Hamzas red pill course. Basically, it's only one. You can only watch one of the videos because it costs money for it. You can pay. You can also go to his paid community, but you should definitely watch that first one, as you definitely need basically you need more of the red pill and also more of the love. They need to be both in the center of the middle. But I'll leave you down more below. Alright then. So, lesson number 4. Be the alpha. Be the superior. Be both in the middle. Be the alpha. Be the superior man. And also definitely check out the Way of the Superior Man, which I'll also put down for you. Lesson number 5. Read a dating book. So how are you supposed to be more prepared for dating if you haven't even read a dating book? I'm gonna just keep this short, but how are you gonna prepare for a relationship if you don't even know what you're gonna do? And yeah, there's some wholesome moments where you get into a relationship and you both grow together. You're yeah, that's pretty nice, but honestly, it'd be good to get a dating book. I'll show you some books right now. We got one book, detachment style book. I'll give you a link for it. in the description. Alright, so The Way of the Superior Man. This book is more of a spiritual book, more of a, like, mastering the challenges of women, work, and sexual desire. It's very good, honestly, again, like understanding feminine energy, stuff like that. Pretty good. So definitely get a dating book, man. I mean, I don't know why for me, I guess I can see that maybe you might say like, oh no, it's like pretty needy. Like part of your self-improvement journey is also about improving your love life. Not just like focusing on your business and, finding purpose. Of course, our purpose is our deepest thing, but also love is part of the journey. Not just pure pure monk mode. Get a dating book. I'll leave them in the description if you want to get them. Lesson number 6. Attachment styles. So, which attachment style do you have? I'll describe them. I'll describe each. I'll describe each attachment style. So, there's secure, anxious, and avoidant, and we'll be talking about them. So, the secure attachment style is you love your partner and you don't worry about her leaving you, nor do you shy away from intimacy. You just simply love your partner. And this is the best part. This is like the best this is the best style to be, and basically the best partner you can date. So, anxious attachment style. You may love your partner, but you're scared of her leaving. And if something goes wrong in the relationship, you might try to take on a activating strategy. Basically, activating strategies are like not texting her when she says something, or like when she calls you and you don't respond on purpose. Like just so you can get back on her to see if she still loves you. And this is usually rooted from your childhood. Like maybe you weren't loved so much, and your parents like did something that traumatized you, that made you more into anxious, that like do they still love me and stuff. This is the anxious attachment style. I think I have more of this. So avoiding is where you set boundaries in the relationship. Actually, you basically just don't want to stay so close to your partner. You kind of want to be more distant. You want to be more of a Sigma male. You want to be more, like, basically less time with her. And then when things do get bad, you just leave. You're just more distant to your partner. Whether that's real or it's fake. Like, being a Sigma male. And this is also you rooted from childhood, from from your parents not being there the whole time, and maybe your parents didn't get you when you were crying and you wanted something. It makes you more avoidant. So this is the avoidant attachment style. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that there's also you can also be anxious and avoidant at the same time, which is also, it's like kind of the combination of both, which I hope you can understand. So if you have the anxious attachment style, which I kind of think I do, I mean, I want to say that I'm secure, but also sometimes I do start anxiously thinking. I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, my mom used to, I don't think it was the best moment there, but I'll tell you what you can do if you have an anxious attachment style, and that's the only thing is that communicate your needs. Effective communication. Like basically, if you think that she's cheating, just tell her that, oh hey, I felt like you've been. You don't have to like make her. Don't put it on her, but basically say that, oh, I've like For some reason, I've been thinking about that you've been cheating on me, like, or like something like that. And depends on what she says. Is she like basically? She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. She's like, oh, like basically, like she gets mad and stuff. And the first option is like basically she is actually apologizing, and this probably relieves you of it. So you're gonna want to use effective communication on this. That's the thing I could give you. And for the avoidant, I haven't been really much avoidant, but I mean, I'm not sure actually. There might be someone else that you might need to watch if you might have the avoidant attachment style. I think also if you do say that, probably go back to Hamza said that probably go back into like being super cool and stuff. Like because after that it makes you look a little bit weak. So, well, I'm not even sure, but at least go back to going to like more of your normal self again. Like show that like just love her basically, just love her. The anxious. I'll leave another video of Hamza, man. Man, I keep sending so many Hamza, but full guide on like how to heal from your anxious attachment style in the description. Man, I keep sending too many Hamza. I keep sending you guys two Hamza videos, man. But hey, I'm supposed to help you. Lesson number 7. Thinking about a woman doesn't make you needy. So, let me talk about this more. So back in 8th grade, I was more of basically, I was thinking that I was trying to attract more women. Basically, I was still pretty desperate. I still had the desperateness in me. So I tried to act like a Sigma male that it didn't work. Good thing it didn't work, but like basically, and then I learned at the end of the year, like doing this stuff, like trying to act avoidant wasn't good. But one thing I noticed that every time I thought about a girl, I would get mad at myself and say like, no, 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 like you gotta stop thinking about a girl. And the reason for this is because I used to think that, oh, if I think about a girl, she'll like me less. And I'll tell you the truth of that. So the truth is, yeah, actually, it can lose attractionness. But basically, this is only if you don't even like say anything. You don't like try to approach her or anything. I'm gonna be honest, man. It's not even that bad to even think about a woman. Even if I say like, basically like, oh, if you don't even approach her, it's not even such a bad thing. It's just that the only reason why I was thinking about like, oh, she'll be less attracted to me is because I was just so kind of desperate for love. And it's not even that bad, man. Thinking about a woman is not bad. Even if you don't even approach her, which I just realized, man. It's just that I was just denying my attraction. Probably out of fear, man. It'd be better just to get rejected than, just like start thinking about her and be needy about it. It's be a lot better. And this is why I used to say like, oh no, 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 if I think about her, I'll lose her attraction and stuff. Honestly, if I just approached her and I got rejected, that would have been enough. I used to, when I used to stalk Jane, I used to just keep looking at her. I was looking at the window, seeing if she was there. And this is the reason why I got mad every time I got a thought about a woman. And potentially you might have this. You might get mad every time you think about a woman. Like, oh, no, no, no. Like, basically, I don't want to think about a woman. It only is really needy when you don't say anything. I mean, of course, I get thoughts about women also. And I used to think like, I would even probably yesterday I was probably getting mad at myself for saying like, oh, like forgetting like thinking about a girl. I mean, to be honest, I was just literally trying to sleep. I was trying to sleep and I just kept thinking about it. I didn't want to keep thinking. I just wanted to go to sleep, man. It's like 1:45. Thinking about a girl isn't bad, and no, it won't lose attraction unless you're being needy and you're like not doing anything. So it's not a bad thing to get a thought about a woman, and honestly, I think it's pretty normal. Honestly, just don't stress about it and say like, "Oh no, no, no," because also I think that you may not have a lot of options either. Since if you say that like, "Oh no, no, no," if I lose their attraction, it's like they're only into one. Like basically, it's only one. Like honestly, I did the mistake also, but it's not a bad thing to think about a girl. No, unless you're needy. So don't get mad at yourself if you get a thought about a woman. Lesson number 8. Keep your eyes open along the journey. So, you want a good woman, right? You want a high quality woman. 10 out of 10, no Jeffrey habits, no doing the good things, right? Well, you might say that I might need to work hard right now. I need to work hard on my business. I need to work hard on my fitness, like business and fitness and like my status or something. I basically go into monk mode and just know girls and just work. Well, I learned this from Hamza, but I'll tell you my way. So I was also thinking like this too. I was thinking about like, oh, that I don't need to work hard. No, no, no. Like I'm just gonna work hard because I like basically in the future so I can attract more high quality women. And yeah, you would be able to, but you're missing out a key point. Well, I was missing a key point. Is that love is also part of your self improvement journey. Not just like, business and fitness. I mean, yeah, that stuff is also part of it. Many other things. But love is also one of them, your love life. And I used to like say, no, 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 it's not. And it became way more distracting than it was. And when you think about it, if you go actually do, for 5 years, don't even talk to girls and you work on your business and fitness, would you still be the same person? I mean, you didn't improve any of your social skills. You didn't even try like talking to women, like getting comfortable. You'd probably be one of those guys that, that have lots of money or have like that are great, like great in fitness or like business, but might be even scared just to go approach a girl or like even speak to. It's because you haven't been speaking to. You have to level up the skill. Level up the skill while you're at it. When you're, still focus on your purpose, your business, and your fitness and stuff. But keep your eye open for like basically for any high quality woman that you might see, because the whole point of working, like saying like, well, I want to work hard so 5 years I can probably attract a high quality women, is because there's probably isn't any around you right now. But if there is a rare chance you might actually find one, especially if you're in high school. And if you do, then that's how much we've been working for. That's what we were working for. So I want to go pursue her. We were working for in the beginning. And any good woman in your journey right now would be great, honestly. Like if a 10 out of 10 girl who really liked you, who like was like your type and everything, like that you could is your future wife, you'd probably start focusing on her a little bit too. So keep your eye open. Keep your eye open for relationships. Like still be on your journey. You don't have to start focusing entirely on dating. But talk to 2 new people every day. Talk to 2 new people every day. And if you don't talk to 2 new people every day, you have to go back in school or like whatever place you were in, and go say it and go talk to 2 new people. Oh, but like, oh, what if my social skills aren't good enough? Well, that's how you grow it. And also, like, basically, it's for me, when I just improved more of my social skills was when I just started, still doing all my habits, started healing myself. you're also gonna want to do that. Like, still be on your self improvement journey and build more confidence about yourself and like heal from it. And naturally, it just kind of like feels more easier to talk to people since you're not like watching porn every day. You're not playing video games every day. And also, just go speak to also people, even if you might be a Jeffrey. I know that it may be hard. For me, it was like hard too because I was watching. Well, it was hard because watching porn and video games didn't make me feel good. Made me feel weak. So that's why I didn't want to go ever talk to people. Cause you gotta level up the skill, man. Gotta level up the skill. Oh yeah, definitely. Throughout this whole entire guide, did the advice that I gave you will definitely help. Honestly, will definitely help. As for me, I wouldn't say that I'm really needy anymore after taking all this advice. And this is all of my experience from, you know, from like trying to act cool and stuff, like trying to like date women and stuff. And they will work. It will work definitely. I mean, if you already know it, then yeah, it's fine. But just keep a reminder that also, you know, see if it complies with you. I'm definitely saying that the advice can work. It's just that depending on your situation, but definitely there's a bunch of other. I still got a lot of experience to go through, so definitely, definitely check out other videos, other dating advice, because the only things I can give you is just the advice that I've learned from so far. So, if you like this, alright, you definitely can keep them on. Alright, well, congrats for making it this far, man. I've gotten this far. And I want you to make it this far too. The 8th grade was more of improving myself, and then I went to summer school. No, I was in 7th grade, summer school, kind of fell off track, learned some things. This is the spot where, this is the spot where I just kind of walked around, and this is basically my 5th grade year. It's so bright, but this was basically my 5th grade year where it happened. And I remember kind of being in the sun. Not sure if this is smellable. Hey, it looks kind of like it, right? Just like in the video the old video. Nice. I might be doing it wrong, but I'm willing to learn. And I swear, I had this laggy tablet. Every time I was trying to play with her on the game. It's like I tried to join, but then I couldn't. And it's like I used to get mad. It's like, man, why am I so laggy? That's how pretty much it was. So now, read a dating book. So, the whole purpose of this guide is for people like me, basically, who were really needy in the start of dating. So, just a little context. I was pretty needy back then, and about the story that I'm telling you, and I'm about to tell you some things that I've learned. And the reason, like how I was needy, is like basically thinking about women a lot. Like I was just purely obsessed about thinking about women, and in this video, I'm going to help. If like basically this is made for people who are needy, or maybe you're just looking for advice. It may be right or wrong, but I'll give it to you anyways. Hope it can help.